shoots and kills. The very latest from Citrus County coming up. And 2 women killed, another critically injured. What triggered the shooting spree at 2 Orlando hotels? Good day to you. I'm Chuck Henson in for Al Rochelle. Also ahead this hour, just in time for Thursday Night Football, a deal between the NFL and the officials. The replacement refs are out.
Now from your news source, the latest breaking news, county-by-county coverage, and weather on the 9s. This is your Midday News.
A big story this hour on Bay News 9. An off-duty Citrus deputy shoots and kills a man. And the sheriff's office says the 2 men knew each other. Authorities tell us the deputy was with his girlfriend at a home on Eden Drive in Inverness. Now, the sheriff's office and state investigators are looking into one of their own. As Bay News 9's Kate McVeigh reports, this incident was not random.
Between that and identity, the sheriff's office isn't releasing that just yet. They say the FDLE is investigating along with the state attorney's office. Of course, we will bring you more information as soon as we get it. In Citrus County, Kate McVeigh, Bay News 9.
That deputy-involved shooting is the second in the Bay Area in just 2 days. The first happened in Hillsborough County. That deputy is now on paid leave, a standard procedure. Investigators say 66-year-old George Garrett was threatening to kill himself and refused to drop his gun as he walked toward deputies. That's when Corporal Dwayne Benton opened fire, saying he feared for his life. Now, neighbors in this Palm River community are reflecting on Garrett's life.
I've seen him walk through here quite often with his pit bull, and he seemed like a really friendly guy.
In 2002, Corporal Benton shot and killed a Riverview woman who also was threatening suicide and fired several shots at deputies. The state attorney's office cleared him in that shooting. New this afternoon, shootings at 2 Orlando hotels. The gunman shot 3 people. Now investigators confirm he shot and killed himself. Authorities say 2 women died and 1 more was injured in a shooting at 2 hotels on International Drive. Here's a look at the scene from overhead. 2 victims were shot at the Quality Suites. The suspect then drove about 2 miles away and shot a housekeeper at the Westgate Resorts. That injured woman is expected to survive. Deputies think the suspect was the estranged boyfriend of one of the victims. We're getting new insight today into the murders of 2 teenagers in South Tampa. Court documents being released in the Brito case. The brother and sister, Kiara and Jeremy, were shot to death inside their home last year. The murders of the 16-year-old and 13-year-old plunged their neighborhood and schools into mourning. Tavarius Grant and Charles Waits are awaiting trial on first-degree murder charges. Detectives say the men robbed the kids in a home invasion, but there's always been the question of why they were killed. We have a reporter sifting through the new court documents in this case, and we'll bring you the latest at 5 p.m. Investigators have now released a suspect sketch following a rape at the University of South Florida. This is the sketch of the man investigators say attacked a woman in a vending room area at the Kappa Residence Hall. That happened last Thursday afternoon. If you recognize this man or have any information, please contact the USF Police Department. Bay Area law enforcers tracked down a fugitive wanted for shooting at police in South Florida. Pinellas County deputies took in Andy Roman outside a Clearwater Burger King. They received a tip he was in the area from Hialeah police, who had a warrant for his arrest. Police say they were investigating a shooting there when Roman pulled up and shot at them. When they chased him, Roman continued to fire shots. No officers were hurt. Roman faces 5 counts of attempted murder of a law enforcer. He'll face additional charges for attempting to escape arrest. In other news now, we're learning more about what happened the day a Bay Area teenager drowned. 15-year-old Jesse Schillingford was found underwater at a school party over the weekend. He was taken off life support on Tuesday. The Tampa Bay Times reports surveillance video shows the teenager sliding into the pool's deep end when he began struggling. 2 minutes later, he went under, and it was another 5 minutes before he was spotted. Jesse couldn't swim, but the Times also says his parents were not worried because the school was aware of the situation and he normally stayed in the shallow end. Just 2 weeks ago, St. Petersburg city leaders essentially killed the proposed fire fee, but it may not be dead yet. Council member Jim Kennedy tells our partners at the Tampa Bay Times that he plans to ask the council to reconsider tonight. Kennedy's worried that if voters pass some amendments this November, the city could lose millions over the next year. The fire fee would help keep the city from using its reserves. The mother of a man shot and killed by his friend wants the state to reconsider clearing that friend of any wrongdoing. Earlier this year, 21-year-old Samuel Shuttleworth shot and killed 19-year-old Daniel Oliver during a fight. This week, the state attorney cleared Shuttleworth, saying he was defending himself under the Florida Stand Your Ground law. Oliver's mother is stunned.
I just want Daniel to get a say. I want somebody to care about my son and not just look at a piece of paper and take some notes.
The mother went on to say her son was not armed and she wants this case to go before a jury. Shuttleworth does face one charge of being a felon in possession of a firearm. The deal is done, and the replacement refs, well, they're a thing of the past. The league reached a deal with the referees union overnight. Bay News 9's Aaron Maloney is on scene at Raymond James Stadium with a look at the terms of the agreement.
Replacement referee reporting on scene in Tampa, Aaron Maloney, Bay News 9.
Of course, while the ref lockout in the NFL may be over, the NHL season is still on thin ice. All preseason games are canceled for this month while the lockout continues, but that doesn't mean the Tampa Bay Times Forum will stay empty until a deal is reached. Today, crews will begin installing the hockey ice. You can see things are still getting back to normal following the RNC. The ice will be used for a number of purposes, among them youth and high school hockey leagues. Open skates will also be held for season ticket holders. It's the first time the ice will be open to someone other than the Lightning.
We have the flexibility right now with the team not playing to allow us to use that ice time to give back to the community. We did it in 04-05, not only here in Tampa, but I know we did it when I was up in Minnesota.
Installing the ice should wrap up sometime this afternoon. Time and hope running out for a missing University of Florida student. Now, parents are demanding answers as the suspect remains silent. The very latest straight ahead. Police say the suspect in a University of Florida student's disappearance made some incriminating purchases. It's now been a week since Christian Aguilar vanished. Gainesville police say their suspect, Pedro Bravo, bought a shovel and duct tape before Aguilar went missing. Bravo's in jail, but exercising his right to remain silent, and that frustrates Aguilar's family.
Pedro is a pathological liar. He's been telling lies right from the beginning.
Bravo told investigators he beat Aguilar and left him unconscious in the woods, but police aren't finding any evidence to support his story. Searchers say their hopes of finding Aguilar alive are fading. Meantime, a missing North Carolina girl has been found safe in South Florida. 12-year-old Abigail Lefevers was spotted at a parking lot in Hallandale Beach. The man accused of abducting her, Timothy Newman, is now in custody. Investigators say Newman is a registered sex offender who was in contact with Abigail over the past few weeks. She disappeared from her home Sunday. Newman will face charges in North Carolina. There's a new push for kids to learn about cyber stalking in school. It's starting pretty early, like kindergarten. The growing popularity of social media puts kids at risk of stalking danger like never before. And some numbers show the problem is particularly bad here in Florida. The 6 half-hour sessions will focus on teaching kids what stalking is, how to spot it, how to avoid it, and how to report it. We'll have much more in-depth look at this tonight, starting at 5 o'clock on your evening news. Continuing coverage of Campaign 2012. Political analysts agree in the race for the White House, the focus is on a handful of key swing states. Both candidates head to Virginia today. There's a new poll out that shows Mitt Romney is losing steam to President Obama when it comes to the economy. Our political correspondent Tori Dunham has the details.
Mitt Romney has campaigned in Washington. I'm Tori Dunham. Back to you.
Many felons who've done their time want their right to vote restored, but some complain that process is taking longer than it should. A new policy by Governor Rick Scott's office eliminated the automatic restoration of those rights. Each felon now has to go before the state's clemency board, but the waiting list has more than 90,000 people on it. Last year, fewer than 80 people regained their right to vote. That's a frustrating fact for many felons who've served out their punishment.
I wanted to see that for every inmate or person that's been locked up can get the same opportunity I have to vote again. And that's why I'm taking this lengthy way of trying to get my vote restored all over again.
Many of the felons who regained the right to vote under reforms approved by Charlie Crist now have to reapply under the new policy. That's because if they failed to register to vote, they lost their right again. A recall alert for you now. Publix is voluntarily pulling its own brand of lettuce from store shelves because of possible listeria contamination. Here's what you need to know. The 10-ounce plastic bags of Publix Heart of Romaine chopped romaine lettuce. The bags were sold between September 8th and September 20th with UPC number 414-1503886. Bring the bag back to the store if you have it. If you need that number again, go to BayNews9.com and click the Health tab.
Now, more news from your community with Bay News 9's County by County coverage.
Let's start in Manatee County on this Thursday. A woman's hard work with migrant farm workers means a big award. Bay News 9's Manatee County reporter Summer Smith explains.
A Manatee County educator is being rewarded for her work to improve the lives of migrant workers. MTI Director Dr. Mary Cantrell won the 2012 Champion of Farm Workers Award. She's being acknowledged for her support and commitment towards improving the lives of migrant farm workers in the state of Florida. Cantrell has helped her school provide on-the-job training and work experience to more than 260 farm worker clients.
To Pasco County, where new hospice care began this week at a new facility. These are some pictures of the Gulfside Center for Hospice Care at Pasco Regional Medical Center. It's the first of its kind hospital hospice care center in Pasco County. It's located on the second floor of the hospital in Dade City. All total, there are 6 private rooms for patients. And in Hernando County, money is available for those who want to buy and redevelop foreclosed homes. That money comes from a federally funded program. There's some qualifications to take part in the program, including attending a mandatory workshop. For more information, head over to the Hernando County page at BayNews9.com. Remember, we have journalists living and working in your community, so you can be sure we're tied into getting you the most complete information from your piece of the Bay Area. If you're filling up the gas tank today, I'm using the Precision Garage Doors gas tracker to find the lowest prices right now in the Bay Area. The best price, $3.54. I found that at a racetrack station in Port Richey. The next best price is 3 cents more. A pilot station in Haines City is charging $3.57 a gallon. That's also the price across the bay at a Citgo station in St. Pete Beach. And in Valrico, you can fill up at a Hess station for $3.59 a gallon. If you want to find the best prices where you live, be sure to check out Gas Tracker before you fill up. It's only on BayNews9.com. Just click on traffic and select the Gas Tracker tab. And if you see prices better than these, we want to know about it. Snap a picture of the price and the location and send it to us. The address is phonecam9 at BayNews9.com. Have a great Thursday. I'm Chuck Henson in the Real Time Traffic Center.
You're watching.
Talk more about that in just a bit.
I'm Chuck Henson in for Al Rochelle. Now here's a look at the top stories we're following this hour on Bay News 9, your news source. A Citrus County Sheriff's deputy shot and killed a man in Citrus County overnight. The deputy was off duty and the man shot was in the deputy's house. Officials say the deputy pulled the trigger when Derek Vassiana broke in. The pair had an argument and a struggle before the shooting. That proposed fire fee for the city of St. Petersburg was shelved 2 weeks ago, but at least one city leader wants to bring the discussion back. Councilmember Jim Kennedy plans to ask the city to reconsider tonight. The fire fee would help keep the city from using its reserves. State leaders are discussing new curriculum that would teach kids to protect themselves from cyberstalking. The proposed classes will be taught to kindergartners. Thursday night means football now, and tonight, for the first time this season, you'll see the real referees on the field. The NFL and referees have finally reached a deal. The refs will be on the field tonight for the game between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. We're going in depth now, and we're looking at the bragging rights of a Bay Area college. A new book tabs Eckerd College as one of the 40 colleges that changed lives. Eckerd has been included in the book every year it's been published since it first went to print in 1996. The book boasts the 40 colleges that will change the way you think about colleges. But what exactly does that mean? Bay News 9's Al Rochelle sat down with leaders at the college to find out. Here are some quick facts for you. Eckerd College offers 38 majors, 41 minors, and even the ability to design your own major. More Peace Corps volunteers than any other small college in the southeastern United States come from Eckerd, and 80% of graduates who are working say their job is related to their career goals, meaning they feel graduated with a useful degree. The school is also a founding member of the nonprofit organization Colleges That Change Lives Incorporated. It hosts information sessions nationwide and coordinates outreach efforts with high school counselors and counseling agencies. That wraps it up in depth on this Thursday. A new task for doctors, why the government wants them to watch what you drink. That's on our health headlines next on Bay News 9. And a reminder for you, you can watch Bay News 9 on your iPad, iPhone, and select Android devices just by downloading the Bright House app. All you have to do to get it, head over to baynews9.com/app center.
I'm Veronica.
Network. Topping our health headlines this Thursday, more bad news for smokers. A new analysis shows people who light up tend to have more complications from knee surgery. The study shows they tend to have worse outcomes than non-smokers due to problems like slower or incomplete healing. Surgeons say that's because smokers have decreased circulation. A government task force says doctors should join the fight against alcohol abuse. The U.S. Preventative Services Task Force updated its recommendations for physicians this week. It wants primary care doctors to screen patients for signs of misusing alcohol and to offer counseling to those who drink too much too often. An estimated 30% of Americans qualify as binge drinkers, but few seek help. And now here's Dr. Randy Schuck with a preview of tonight's Priority Health.
Itchy skin early in life could return sometime later. Tonight we'll talk about eczema.
And for more health headlines, go to our website, baynews9.com/priorityhealth. A locked gate has some Hernando County parents angry at their homeowners association. They say it's keeping their kids from walking the shortest and safest route to school. Bay News 9's Kate McVeigh gives us a closer look at this problem.
Just about at Bay News 9.
The school district says it can only send buses if that back gate is completely fenced over, leaving the front gate as the only way in or out. We're told the cost for the extra transportation